Hello everybody, welcome back to Screen Stars and welcome to another PlayStation 4 review. And today's review is for the new Shark RPG that's just been released on PlayStation 4, Maneater. I can't believe I'm saying that out loud, but I am. We have a Shark RPG now. This is a game that I think has been quite eagerly anticipated by quite a few. It's had quite a few videos and things all over YouTube leading up to its release. Now, I think it's important to remember that this isn't a AAA title. It's not priced as a AAA game. It's I think I paid $34.99 for it in the UK. I think that's a pretty decent price for the game that we're getting here. So I do thank the developers for that. I always appreciate when we get games like this and they don't pretend it's something it's not. So for that I do applaud them. And what are we getting with Maneater? Well, quite a unique and original game here and quite a lot of fun to play. And the essential story, what story that you get really, is you play a man-eating shark, no surprise there. And early on in the story your mother is killed by a shark hunter called Scaly Pete. And you are thrown back in the sea, scarred by Scaly Pete, and it is for you to grow from a pup into a teen, into an adult, and into an elder shark, all the way evolving and growing, becoming far more powerful to eventually be able to take on Scaly Pete yourself. That's the basic premise of the story here, not much to speak of, granted. Now, how does this game look and perform? Well, I think it's got an appropriate look about it. There's nothing mind-blowing about the graphics here. It's got quite a cartoony look. It actually reminds me a little bit of the Saints Row game. Blocky, cartoony characters. That looks pretty decent in some parts of the game, but in other parts it looks a bit, I don't know, oversaturated with colours and things like that. I think they've gone a little bit too far sometimes. Now this game is kind of split up into sections. It's an open world game and there are sections of the map that you are allowed to explore fully yet. You start off in like a swampy area, and to be honest I think that was a bit of a mistake, because the area that you start off in is the ugliest part of the game. It's all swampy, dirty, yellowy water, and it's quite shallow, and I don't know, it just didn't feel particularly inspiring. But after a couple of hours you get past that stage, and the game basically consists of you swimming around these stages and doing certain tasks. As you would in a normal RPG, the map has plenty of things for you to do, and they range from things like discovering landmarks, eating license plates, so it does tip its hat to Jaws, of course it does. Discovering like protein caches, hunting and killing other animals like crocs and barracudas, and as you progress through the story, more and more predatory creatures in the water that it's your job to hunt down and kill, as well as quite a few other things as well. It gives you missions and tasks. It might be a case of swim here, kill these fish, kill 8 of these fish, swim to this location, consume 5 or 10 humans, swim here, swim there. So all the time you're increasing your level till you get to the point where you grow from a pup to a teen to an adult, etc, etc. And each time you evolve you get more powerful. You can swim faster, you're more powerful in your bite, but there are also other things that you can find in the game by taking on things called apex predators, which are like boss battles essentially, and if you kill them you are then able to evolve even further and upgrade things like your your jaw, your head, your body, your fins, your tail, as well as improve like your organs, so you can have things like sonar, so that you can not only evolve and change how you look, you also evolve and change the effectiveness of each part of your body. Now early on in the game you're going to want to increase the power of your jaw, because, well, you can swim around and take out quite a few of the fishes and turtles and things like that, no problem. And most of the barracudas early on as well, even though they can be a pain and a pest, and they pester you quite a lot. The alligators early on in the game, I mean, you'd be dead within a couple of bites. So you've got to get yourself stronger to be able to take on these crocs. And after about 2 or 3 hours of playing it, you get to this point where you know, after a small battle, you can certainly take down a croc if you're smart. But also, you will be hunted by humans in the boats above you. If you cause enough of a threat, they will start hunting you down, which is quite a nice aspect of the game. And you've got many of things at your disposal to be able to try and evade them. You can either attack them head on, and you've got the ability to jump out of the water and jump onto boats and all this kind of stuff. And the more powerful you get, the more you evolve, the higher you can jump out of the water. So you can choose to like evade them, dodge them until the threat level goes down, or you can take them head on, but they'll just keep coming and coming and coming. It's a bit like the wanted meter in a GTA game, I would suggest. Now what keeps this game kind of interesting, because it does get repetitive, there's no getting around it really, it is a lot of fun to play, but I think what keeps this game fun and interesting, there's a really fun voiceover layered throughout this game. So every time you achieve something, every time you find a landmark, every time you open a cache or discover something new, there's this fun voiceover comes on, and it's like it tells you facts, but it tells you in a fun way, and it just works really well, and it really helps the game. It feels like you're almost like watching this weird cartoonish documentary at times, and it's quite a good. It was a good idea, I think, to put this voiceover into this game. It is a repetitive game, but you could throw the same accusation at an Assassin's Creed game. You know, there's loads on that map to do, and it's kind of rinse and repeat in regards to a lot of the activities. It's no different here. You're just a shark. Which makes it, in my opinion, a unique take on the genre, certainly. And it's one I'm having a lot of enjoyment playing. It's fun, it's different, it's original, and I think the gameplay loop is enough to keep most people interested. I think the mistake they've made with this game is they give you a taste early on, like the first 10-15 minutes of the game, they give you a taste of what it's like to be like a fully grown shark, and then they take that away from you and you start off as a pup and you're very weak, and the first 2 or 3 hours is a bit of a grind, but the reverse side of that is once you start getting more and more powerful, you do appreciate when you've increased your jaw and made it more powerful, or you've increased your fins and made yourself faster, and you could jump out of the water higher and things. You start feeling like indestructible as the game goes on, and you can do some really wild evolving here, and cosmetics and how the shark looks and things like that. You can look really cool and brutal, and I'm not showing any of that because the footage that I'm showing in this review is from about the first 2, 3, 4 hours maybe. So yeah, it's good. It's once you start opening up the other sections as well, there's different areas to swim into, there's different levels of enemies, different bosses, but essentially they're just kind of different takes on a repetitive process of unlocking landmarks and getting caches and hunting down this, that and the other, and evolving your shark. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I do think it's a fun game, this. It is kind of what I expected. It doesn't give you any surprises, but I think for the price, I personally think it's worth a buy, so I hope you enjoyed this review.